Namaste. Thank you for joining this morning. Please practice as always according to your conditions and your comfort and ability level. If you know the variations and you're familiar with the practice, then you may go ahead, of course. But if you have any limitations, please respect them, or injuries. So please remember that the practice is an offering, and how you're feeling is to an extent affecting everybody. So it's important to feel good in the practice and to deliver the best experience, so others can get the same experience as you are, a positive one. So now on that note, let's begin. Close the eyes and bring the attention inward. Before creation, what existed? God was always there in the midst of it all, and will still be there even beyond the ends of this universe. Attune to that supreme divine consciousness now. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for liberation from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other. Only peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's do the mantra for purification now. If you know it, you can do it along with me. If not, just imagine you're singing it through the voice of the Guru. You derive all the benefits of the purification of the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. Do it all in one breath, 3 times, each one with in a single breath, if you can. And do it loud enough so it can be heard by all both the gross and the subtle bodies within and all around us. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Pyantraha Sachihi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Pyantraha Sachihi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Pyantraha Sachihi. So now let's do the main breathing, alternate nostril breathing. This brings the mind into a state of calmness. It's only through the calmness that the mind can meditate more effectively. It helps with the mind is calm and free of restlessness. There's less tendency for it to be subject to cravings, which lead ultimately to suffering. Cravings, attachments that of whether it's the physical or emotional attachments or mental attachments. So the left hand in Jnana Mudra, second finger and thumb connected, other 3 fingers extended on the left knee. Right hand, second and third fingers fold down. This is Vishnu Mudra. Turn a palm towards you. This is no longer Vishnu Mudra now. It is a mudra that we use for pranayama. The thumb for the control of the passage of breath through the right nostril, and the right ring finger for the left nostril. So we're going to do it Shivananda style. So there's no set rhythm. Inhale and exhale for about the same duration. And for the breath retention, as long as you can comfortably. Don't hold it so long so that when a breath comes out, it's like a big explosion. You've lost the vital control. You've lost control of the vital force at that point. So you try to do it so that you still feel a little bit of, the mind still must try to be calm through that discomfort that the physical tension is creating, but the mind can still remain undisturbed as much as possible. So, 1 second. So, the breath retention also, you're trying to apply the throat's in a root lock. The throat lock, when you're inhaling, you're trying to raise the chest as much as you can, inflate the lungs so that when you bring your chin down on the chest, you don't hunch the back. You have to try to keep your back very straight. And for the tongue to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth, the attention at the space between the eyebrows. For the breath retention, on the root lock, you contract the root muscles, contracting the root muscles and pulling them out towards the navel. Imagine you're lifting the pelvic floor up and in. So you feel a little tension in the lower part of the body near the root. So let's begin. So breathe out completely. Close off the right nostril with the right ring finger. And inhale through the left. 3. Hold the breath now. Third eye attention. Throat lock, root lock. Do a couple together. And just imagine you're holding breath as long as you can. Whether it's shorter, whether it's longer, just do your best to just stay with me. Everything stops, all the mind fluctuations, the body movements, and the emotions as though they're frozen. Exhale out through the right side, nice and steadily and evenly. When you're completely empty, start the next inhale through the right side. Expand and lift the chest, hold the breath again. Throat lock, root lock. Always try to keep your attention at the space in your eyebrows. If it starts to wander, be unconcerned, be unjudging. Keep the temperament always the same, the mind always as calm as possible. Exhale out through the left side. Release the locks. That was one cycle. Inhale again. Through the left. Hold the breath. Exhale out to the right. Push all the air out of the lungs. And then begin again. Inhale through the right. Hold the breath. Keep firmly pulling up the root muscles, the root lock. Tight through the throat as well. Exhale out to the left. Slowly release the locks. Inhale to the left. Hold the breath. Be like the witness watching the body doing the breathing exercise. Merge with the eternal witness, the supreme witness who resides within. And who sees everything with unconditional love, so stay in that state as well. Exhale out through the right side. Inhale again to the right. Hold the breath. Exhale through the left. Continue for a few more cycles on your own. Remember, inhale through the left, hold, exhale through the right, inhale through the right, hold, exhale through the left, with a long breath retention in between. Each inhale and exhale. Pranayama is the gateway between the outward yoga and the inward yoga. It's important, very important, and very beneficial practice. So you should try as much as possible to incorporate this into your practice if you can. Or at some point, the asanas may not be an accessible practice anymore. You still have the pranayama, which offers a myriad of physiological benefits as well, among other things. The next time you exhale, through the left side, conclude. Though we didn't do too many cycles today, this is just meant to give you a taste of this technique. You can do it on your own, which you can do at any time during the day. Always beneficial. Try to do at least 12 cycles at one sitting. Whenever you're done, return your right hand to Yana Mudra, sit tall and straight. Close the eyes and observe the state of the mind, the body, and the emotions. Again, without any expectation of how you should feel, without any attachment to the outcome of the pranayama. Just like the rest of the practice, do the practice as though you're divine duty to all beings, and let all beings experience this practice through your body and enjoy it through your senses. And on that note, we'll continue the practice, imitating the forms and trying to see the divine essence in each and every form. It's the way that God manifests in is the way that God manifests in this universe through us. So now let's begin. Come to standing. So now stand with your feet about 10 inches apart. Raise the arms above the head, charging up the body with the earth's energy. From the soles of the feet, bring the earth's energy right up to the body, to the fingertips. 2, 3, 4. Feel yourself being flooded by the energy as you continue to inhale. 7, 8. Holding it all at the fingertips. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale all the way back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale again. Bring your energy right up through the body, right to the fingertips. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it again with the fingertips. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale all the way back down. 2, 3, 4. Feel the energy flashing through every part of your being. 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale, use your attention to attract all the earth's energy right up through the body to the fingertips. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding it all at the fingertips, hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale all the way back down. Feel fully charged. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now bring your arms down. Continue with some exercises to help promote further release of toxins. So we're going to start off by just imagine you shaking all the impurities out of the organs. So take a deep breath in here. Exhale, bend down. Push all the air out of the lungs. As you hold your breath out, start to pump the belly in and out. As many as you can, while still holding breath out. And then suck the belly button into front of the spine, hold it there. Feel the pelvic floor again coming up and in. And release, coming back up. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Again, inhale. Exhale, come down. Hold the breath out, the belly hollows out, and again, pump the belly in and out, belly button, push the belly button in and out. Feel as though all the organs are being shaken up inside. Pull everything up and in again, hold the breath. Keep holding breath out. And release, coming back up. Breathe in, breathe out. Now we're gonna move the joints to keep the body in a state of radiant health. Do the exercise with enthusiasm and vigor to get the full benefit of those effects. Inhale, sweep the arms up and down. Exhale. Inhale, straight arms up, spread the fingers. Exhale, pull the hands down, forming fists. Now from the body, same movement with the hands. Now, arm swings back and forth. Try to toss the arms behind the ears. And then release. Arms across the chest. Exhale, throw them back. The inhale happens on the cross. The next one, bring your arms up overhead, inhale. Exhale, toss the body down. Just allow the body to hang out there for a moment. Stop shaking and bouncing. And then roll your way back up. Now hands on the hips and circle the head. Try to get the ears, the shoulders, the chin to the chest, the back of the head to the top of the back. And then the other way, try to see the floor in all the directions, no matter which point the head is in its rotation, even behind. here. Arms up over the head. Exhale, come into squat. So if you can't come down all the way, just come down as far as your knees allow. Back up, elbows out to the side at the height of the shoulders, twist from side to side. The exhale happens as you twist. And come back to the center. Next one, again, includes squats. So again, be mindful of your knees. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, circle the arms down. One more. And then release. Next one, arms in front of the body. Inhale, circle around to the front. Exhale, pull in and punch right back out. Feel as though the arms were spring-loaded. And then from here, separate the feet a little bit more, the toes pointing out beyond the edges of the mat. Go from side to side, left arm up, inhale. Exhale, bend to the right, right arm up, inhale. Exhale, bend to left. And then the next one is the same movement, but the breathing's a little bit different. Left arm up, inhale. Hold the breath, reach to the right. Exhale, come back up. Inhale, right arm up. Bend to the other side. Exhale, release. Continue. Try to make all the movement lateral, in the lateral direction. Try not to hunch forward. Feel as though you had weights attached to all the fingertips, allowing your body to sink deeper into the stretch. Feel as though the arms were very heavy and torso as well. Elongate. Try not to create folds in the underside of the body, however. Lose yourself in the sensations. Keep on reminding yourself that all beings are experiencing this through your body. So practice in a way that's mindful. Not trying to avoid going to a place of pain and suffering, anxiety and distress. So this is not what you want to transmit. Do one more. To the left. Reach. And then return. Now let's come on to the hands and knees. Cat cow. So fire up the core muscles, heat up all build some internal heat here through this exercise. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, push the lower back through the belly button through the lower back, the chest through the shoulder blades. Inhale, Exhale, round your back. Inhale. Stretch the belly skin. Exhale, stretch the back skin. Inhale. Telescope the neck out of the shoulders. Exhale. Bring the chin into the chest instead, closing off the throat, the breath passage. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. The sit bones spread with and open up. Exhale, pull them right up against one another. Inhale, sink the shoulder blades, they sink down towards another. Exhale, they separate and fall down the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Two more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to neutral now. Bring the right leg up on the inhale. Exhale. Swing it out to the right. Feels as though the leg was a great big pendulum that went out of control. Swing all by itself. Throw the leg up and back. Of course, do so. Slow it down if you need to suit your condition. And then the other side. Left leg up, inhale. Exhale. Swing it out to the left. If you can, try to keep the foot. Try to, when the leg comes forward, try not to drop it down lower than the hip. And then release. Now come onto the belly. Anchor down to the lower body, working your upper back muscles here. The strength in the back, create a little bit more suppleness in the spine as well. Anchor down to the tops of the feet, the hips and the thighs. Join the hands together. And on the inhale, lift the chest. And back down. Engage the buttocks and the upper back. Up and down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Continue up. Down. 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 Up. And down. Release. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let go of all fatigue. And now take your arms in front of the body. And you have a choice. You can either raise the legs and arms up at the same time and come down. So the inhale brings your arms up. The exhale comes down. If you have more strength, you can throw the legs up. And when the legs come down, the action of the belly and the chest sweep, pressing into the ground, we lift the chest up. So it looks like this. You can also just bend your elbows. If your arms and your legs, if that's more accessible. And release. Forehead on hand, breathe in, breathe out. That's good for preventing buildup of gas. Come back into high cat, into table and all the way back, seat behind the heels. Now next one, movement, next exercise has 4 movements. Inhale into high cat. Exhale, cobra, drop your hips to your hands, shoulders back, head high. Back up into high cat. Inhale, Exhale, seat to behind heels. Inhale, roll up, round it back. Exhale, flexing the spine, arching the back. Inhale, back up, high cat. Exhale, flattening and lengthening. And then rounding, inhale. Flexing, exhale. Rounding again. And flattening and lengthening. All the while you're trying to move in a way that doesn't create any discontinuities at either end of the spine. Forward. No big fold across lower back or the back of the neck. Up and back. So think of lengthening, pulling the spine further out of its base, its root. And up. Inhale, back up. Exhale, back. Inhale, create visualizations for yourself to help you tap into the movement, to make it more graceful and fluid and powerful. And back, exhale. Inhale, you can imagine your wave on the ocean emerging, then reaching its full height, and then starting to crest, and then disappear back in the water. Constant movement. Inhale. Exhale. Widen the chest through the exhale. Inhale. Widen the upper back and back. And then up. And then forward. Back up. And back. You can imagine that the skin is transparent. You can see right through your skin. And try to move in a way that will keep again the spinal column without any kinks anywhere along the way. Back. Inhale. Imagine a hose. If you fold it in half, you break the flow of water. Same way with the spine. You try not to break the flow of energy. And back. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Back, inhale. Exhale, return. Child's pose again. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Good. Next one I'm going to do, slide into cobra, or if you can't slide easily, you can come into baby plank on the inhale, then drop the hips to your hands, and then allow the head to go back. So if that's more to your liking, to your ability, then you can do that. Otherwise, bring the seat back and start to glide forward on the belly. Come forward up into cobra, uncoil, hold the breath, hold the pose. And all the way back. Try bringing inner feet, edges of the feet together. Inhale, come up. Just like the tail of a snake, try to copy the form on all levels, physically, mentally, emotionally. And back, exhale. Come forward again. Imagine how you got boundless range of motion, and be regal and wise, cool but fierce. And back, exhale. Inhale again, glide forward, tug at the floor with the hands as we try to pull the floor towards you. This might propel yourself forward with more power and ease. And back, exhale. Do according to your condition. If you need to start more conservatively and just stay in Sphinx with your, or baby cobra, then feel free to modify it according to your needs. And back, exhale. And come forward again. Imagine your head's going right over your seat, maybe eventually over the back of your knees. And back, exhale. Now you can continue with this motion, or if you want, you can start to work your knees as well. Press into your fingertips, bring your feet up towards the head. Come into King Cobra. Hold the breath, hold the pose. And then back. So for King Cobra, as you're coming forward, try to get your hips as far forward to your hands. Come onto your fingertips and then press. Make it so you're trying to squeeze socks behind your knees. Point the toes. Get as much height as you can through the upper body. The whole trunk is off the ground from the tops of the legs up. Hold the breath, hold the pose. Be like the king of the serpents. Good, and back. Exhale. trying to see the divine qualities in every being, all the way that God's grace and magnificence manifests in such unique way. And back, exhale. Inhale. Come up, hold the breath, hold the pose. And back, exhale. Let's do one more inhale. Come forward and up. Do the King Cobra, bend your knees. Point the toes. Put in that little bit extra effort. And back. Remember, it's an offering the best of us. Let's do one more. Come forward. Hold the breath. Rise to the occasion. Rise to the opportunity of offering to all beings this magnificent practice. And then come back into child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Make everything you do an act of divine service. Now I'm going to come forward again into baby plank, lower down onto the belly, and then roll onto our back. Alright, so tucks. Raise your arms over the head, stretch out the legs, the arms, the fingers, and the toes. Exhale, pull into a tuck. Try to get your shoulders to the knees, the chin to the knees. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, pull in. The heels to the seat. Inhale, raise up. Stretch. Hold the breath and pull in tightly. Make yourself look like a fist. Inhale, reach out. Exhale. Squeeze tight. All the body parts coming together. Inhale. Exhale, tuck. Inhale. Exhale, tuck. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze your elbows against the sides of the legs. Bring the hands over your knees. Try to get your forehead to the fists. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull in. Next time, changing up the breathing. Raise your arms up, lengthen them, hollow out the navel, feel it lengthening, and then pull into a tuck. Hold the breath as you're doing this. Everything stops, all the mind fluctuations, the body movements, and the emotions frozen again. Release the mind. The temperament's always unchanging. Reach out. Undisturbed, unjudging, unconcerned, no matter what the body's passing through. You know, there's turmoil all around you. Imagine like a hurricane. All the activity around you, all the winds. But within, underneath the eye of the storm, completely calm. And release, exhale. Inhale, reach. Hold the breath and tuck. Stay in the mindset of the witness. This helps you to remove yourself from too much identification of the body and mind. Not getting pulled in by thrown off by the distractions, all the activity, all the disturbances. Hold and tuck. Release, just one more. Reach out and tuck. Hold the breath. And release. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Relax. Imagine you're fainting. Good. Now from here, just bring your arms over the head and then swing the legs up. If you can get your legs all the way behind your head, go ahead. And then rock up to seated. Do this a few times if you like. If you're stronger, bring your feet down first before you sit up. And pull your body with your legs. If you need to modify, just come into tuck, hold the backs of the legs, and sit up. Use the motion of the feet coming down to sit up. Try to do so without any jerks or any hard, fast, loud landings of the body on the ground. But We'll do one more. And after that, we'll prepare to stand. We'll gracefully use your core to move with power. And then next time, roll back. Bend your knees as your legs come down. Plant your feet and come right up to standing. Okay, so now we're going to move into the Surya Namaskar. One moment. All right, so now come to the front of the mat. Hands to the heart. And remember to renounce all the fruits of the practice. Keep on thinking this as your divine duty to all beings. Raise your arms up, arms up overhead, arch back. Fold forward, chest on the thighs, head down. Right foot back, lower down your knees, sink down to the seat. Into the plank. Oops. Lower down your knees, chest, forehead. The seat all the way back, the chest down, the forehead down. Glide forward into the cobra. Roll over your toes, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Melt the heart. Look between the hands or right foot steps forward. If that's too much, you can lower the knee down. Use the right hand as you need to just assist the foot forward. Press the seat in. Shoulders back. And then the head comes down, the feet together. Uttanasana. Come right up to standing, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Engage your buttocks and your upper back again. To support you in the movement. Fold the body down into Uttanasana. Left foot back, chest up, shoulders back into high plank. Jeez, I keep on doing this today. And then come forward into the cobra. Adho Mukha Svanasana with the seat up and back. Left foot steps forward to the hands, drop down to the seat. Feet come together, Uttanasana. Pull the body against the legs. Come right up to standing, reach up and back. Return home. Raise your arms up. Fold the body down. Fold the body in half. A gesture of humility with the head down, the eyes downcast. Bring the right knee back and the right leg back. Knee on the ground into the high plank. Lower down the knees, the seat back. This time as you're coming forward, so you can push the hips and knees away from the ground. Your hips come between your hands. Back into downward facing dog. Right foot forward, back knee down, sink down to the seat. Feet come together, Uttanasana, chest on the thighs, head down. Come right up to standing. Hands back to the heart. Move according to your abilities, any condition, reach up. Fold forward. Move swiftly, move with power, move with grace. Left foot back, lower down the knee, sink down to the seat. Into the high plank. Every movement reflecting love and devotion. Come forward, every posture an offering. Hips and knees up off the ground, back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot steps forward to the hands. Feet come together, Uttanasana. Link the movements together seamlessly like you're doing a divine dance. Imagine this as your dance of devotion, an expression of divine love. Reach up, fold forward. Right foot back this time. Keep the back knee lifted, keep the back leg strong. Into the plank. Bring the seats back, knees up, and see if you can come right into upward facing dog from here. Pull the elbows in towards the body. Without touching your hips and knees to the ground, come up into upward facing dog. And back into downward facing dog. So we're going to do again, or if you want, you can start in high plank, lower down into chaturanga, and through into upward facing dog. So one more time, either plank or downward facing dog, and bending the knees, and make your way into upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right foot steps forward, back knee stays lifted. And then vaults the foot forward, left foot to the right. Uttanasana, head down. Come right up, arch back. Hands back to the heart. Bury your mind deep in the heart. Watch the body move by itself with more grace and steadiness and ease and power. Uttanasana, bow to the legs as though in humbleness. Left foot back, keep the back knee lifted. Into the high plank, and again you can do chaturanga and through into upward facing dog. If you can tolerate a little bit more, bring the knees back, seat behind heels, and swing right through into upward facing dog. You have to push into wrist your toes and pull the elbows right in towards the body if you're doing this. This version here. One more time. Bring your seat back, the knees up, pull the elbows into the sides of the body. Press your hands, reach your toes, right up into upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Be mindful again of your limitations, of any, and then practice accordingly. Left foot forward, back knee stays lifted, feet together, Uttanasana. Come right to standing, arch back, hands back to the heart. Raise your arms up. Fold forward, hands to the ground. So from here you can hop or walk back. Look forward, press into your hands, hold your breath. As you're going back, bend your elbows so you land softly like a feather as opposed to a big jarring motion. Into upward facing dog. Now bend the toes here. Try to get your hips to your hands. Pulse. Imagine trying to fold the body in half. Get the hips. Make like a dog howling at the moon. Telescope your body upwards so you don't crunch the lower back too much. And now press over into your toes, bring your seat up and back. And the head comes down below the arms. Pulse here as well. Try to get your chest towards the ground, your belly towards the thighs. Make like a dog stretching its back. Demonstrate the loyalty of the dog to its master. Now from here, lift the heels, bend the knees, hold your breath. Bring your feet forward, hopping or walking. Push the body against the legs, head down, Uttanasana. Come right up to standing, reach up over the head. And come back home, hands to the heart. Pull the arms up over the head, stretch to the fullest extent you can. Pull the body down, Uttanasana, lengthen the spine, head comes close to the feet. Lift hand, chest, press into your hands, hold the breath. Back into Chaturanga, hopping or walking. Into upward facing dog. Roll back into downward facing dog. Do this a few more times. Round your backs, come forward, shoulders over the fingertips. Then roll over your toes, uncoil, chest forward, head back. Back the other way immediately. Push your heart between your shoulder blades, the belly button through the lower back, and then sink down. Melt the heart towards the ground. If you can, one more time. Roll over your toes, rounding your back. Then arching as you're making your way to upward facing dog. Back the other way, round the back. And then land in downward facing dog. Your heart down, the head down. Embody that beautiful quality of the dog, the loyalty to its master. Stay obedient to your teacher in the same way. You learn, you make rapid progress. Then from here, lift the heels, bend the knees, look between your hands. Bring your feet forward, hopping or walking. Pull the body down on your legs. Come right up to stand, reach up high, over the head. Return home, hands to the heart. Take pause here for a moment. From the heart, inhale up to the space between the eyebrows. Hold your breath there. Imagine that's the love that you sent up there from the heart is now going out to all beings everywhere. Also going to the Guru that sits within, who guides us, that Guru who guides us and who leads us. Revere that Guru, and back, exhale down, back to the heart. And release. So imagine every form is your teacher, and just try to copy them the best you can, imitate them so you gain all their tricks, become one with them. Standing on your left foot, take hold of the right heel from the inside if you can, into ballet pose. If you can't straighten your leg very easily, you can hold underneath the knee. And if it's really, you can't straighten your leg, you just do your best you can. Just hold your knee if you need to, or you can stand against the wall also. Now, open it up here. If you're more flexible, bring your leg up closer to the shoulder. Lean a little bit to your left so you can keep your fingers and toes on the same line. Open it up. Now from here, if you can, hold your breath, So, and engage the leg muscles, allow the foot to come down slowly without touching the ground, right into eagle. Bend your left leg, you can bring your belly on your thigh. If you lose your balance, you can just bring your index fingers down to the ground until you find a balance again. Then sweep your arms out to the side like the wings of that magnificent bird. Try to get your foot higher than head. That's why I try to get your head down. Swoop down just like an eagle who's swooping down from a great height at great speed. Now press into your left foot and come back up. Try it on the other side now. Press down, anchor down to the right foot. Bring your left knee up. Take hold of the inside heel. Flexing your foot helps with the balance as well. Engage the muscles in the legs. And then keeps them engaged and then come up. Press through the roots of your toes as well. Be magnificent and poised and graceful like a ballet dancer. Offered up as always. And now from here, hold the breath. Engage leg muscles so again the leg doesn't come crashing down. Try not to touch the ground in between. Sweep the leg up and back. Bend your right knee. And you can see if you can bring your belly onto your thigh. You can bring your hands down to steady yourself again. And fly like you're skimming the surface of the ocean. Arch the back if you can. Bring the head forward. Toes pointed. Press into your left foot and come back up. Good. So now come to the back end of the mat here. If you can, interlace your fingers, open up the palms. If it's too much, you can bring your arms out to the side again. Good. Actually, we did this before, so step the left foot forward. Bend down, bring the left fingertips down to the ground, at least maybe 14 to 16 inches in front of the foot. Raise your right leg up. Open up to the side, Adho Chandrasana. Make sure your head's not too close to the foot. Give yourself space so the side body can elongate. Bring the toes up. Again, point the toes. Open up so the shoulders and hips are stacked right on top of the left hip and shoulder. If you like, bend your knee. Bend your left knee as well. Sometimes it helps. Bring your heel close to your seat to take the foot and then push the foot away, and then you can straighten out the left leg again. Pull the foot up and away from your head. Now from here, if you have more balance, you can look forward, hold your breath, try to make sure your hip is over the heel, and bring your hand to the heart. Or you can even reach behind. Bring the foot in towards the seat again, and then push the foot away again. According to your abilities. And break the pose. Pull the heel in towards the seat. Reverse everything. Try to make the transitions as smooth as possible. Whatever happens, remain unconcerned and unjudging. Come to the back end of the mat. Bring the right foot forward. Bend your knee. Slide your hand further out to about 14 to 16 inches again. Stay on the fingertips. Oh, actually, let's start here with your leg extended. Arch the back. Bring the left foot up as high as you can. Point the toes. You can stay here. If you're having trouble and you don't have a block handy and you can't reach the floor, you can also come down onto your right knee and do it from here. Okay, so use your imagination to find a form that is suitable for your condition. If you want, bend your right knee, take your heel as left heel as it's while it's close to the seat, then push the foot away and up from the rest of the body. Pull on the foot. You should feel like you're doing you feel the stretch from the shoulder all the way to the knee, and even to the foot. You push the foot away. Again, you can look forward. Hip over the heel, hold your breath and take the right hand to the chest, or bring the foot close to your seat again and take hold of the foot with both hands. the pose, pull in, heel in towards the seat, come back. Good, now from here, stand in the middle of the mat, facing out along edge of the mat, fingertips come in line with the elbows, jump your hands, arms apart and your legs apart, go to your left, bend into your left knee, sink down deep into the hip, try to get your seat close to the ground, so that when you sweep the right hand down, maybe the fingertips come down, the knees over the toe, be strong and mighty like the warrior, to work a little bit, exercise, a little bit of discipline, a little bit of effort. Raise your right arm up over the head, Virabhadrasana 1. If you can't turn your hip all the way, it's still stuck to the side, turn to the right, then you lift the back heel, and then stretch up again. Lower the knee down, continue to just open up more and more. Now Kapiyasana, rock the shoulders back and forth. Try to get your arms behind the ears. Make sure your arms aren't bent. Think of it as the shape of a crescent moon. There's no kinks anywhere along the way. No discontinuities. Keep your arms straight, close to the ears, arch back. Imagine your index fingers are going to go eventually over the back toe. Your body is always lying on its back, parallel to the ground. Use your imagination to create the image of a crescent moon and try to realize it the best you can through your body. Push your chest up one more time, a little bit higher. And then break the pose. Bring the hands back onto the front knee and push your way up. From here, tie your feet to Purification. Do it this way. As you can see, the legs are like a box. The front leg at a 90-degree angle, the back foot, the toes bent under. Right arm up, ankle the toe, the knee towards the right, anchor in place with your left hand, so you can bring your arm a little bit more easily down to the outside. Armpit is sitting on the outside of the knee. You can either use your left fist, pushing your hand on your hand flat, or your hand flat, and then push the left hand to the right, try to get your belly higher than the thigh, and then you have more room to spin. Try to get your left shoulder all the way back. Face and chest turned up. If you want to take a bind, you want to push your seat back a little bit. Give yourself a little bit more distance. So you can use your left hand to guide the right hand underneath. Your left arm goes over the back and you pull the hand out a little bit further so you can take, either lock the fingers together or holding the left wrist with your right hand. Tug on the hands. Try to get your left shoulder back even more. You can stay here or hold the breath and take the back knee up off the ground. Push through the heel, straight line from the heel all the way to the crown. One unbroken, strong line of energy. Now break the pose. Bring hands down the inside foot. Turn this way again. But you stay where you are and then just slide your right toes back as far as you can. Drop down to the right. Try to get your right hip and your right forearm to come down. And then roll to your other side. So now it feels like you're doing a sphinx. Your hips are heavy on the ground. And then maybe keep on trying to lower your belly down towards the ground and your chest between your hands. If your hips are a little bit tighter, you can't get your hip down, just stay on your hands and just keep on trying to drop your hip forward like you're doing a cobra. Be very flexible. And your hips are on the ground. So you can get your head and your chest to come forward a little bit. The more you lengthen, the more the body will come close and maybe right on the ground. Shoulders on the left foot, left arm on the outside of the foot. Try and make sure the knee doesn't follow to the side. Should stay over the heel. Move this way, move the foot out towards the edge of the mat. Be still like a lizard, just sunning itself on a warm earth, no cares at all. And then come back up onto your hands. So facing this way again. From here, press into your hands, lift your knee, right knee up off the ground, turn towards the long edge of the mat, come up. Go to the other side now. Bend into the right knee, get low as possible, lean forward. Exhibit a sense of determination. Forward motion, never hesitate to do their duty, are the warriors. And now, spin towards the front, Virabhadrasana 1, head back. This pose says, I'm yours to do your service, grant me higher devotion. Keep on thinking that in your own mind as well. Everything you do, a divine service to benefit all beings, not just yourself. And now from here, lower the knee down, flatten out the toes, copy asana. Pull the arms back, rock the shoulders back and forth if you like. Pull the arms back behind the ears, lift the chest. Make sure you're not crunching the lower back. If you need to modify, you can bring your hands to your knee or on your seat. Pull down on the seat and push the fingertips up. Try to take all the wrinkles out from underneath your hands on the skin, the back. Break the pose, bring the hands back down onto the knee. And from here, come up right a little bit more. The legs at a 90-degree angle here. Left arm up. Go to the outside of the right leg. Right hand pushes into your left, either onto the mudra or the fist again, and then see how the belly is higher than the thigh. It's not stuck down here. If your hands are close to the shoulder, that's an indication. You have to push more the bottom hand, the top hand into the bottom. And then roll the right shoulder all the way back. From here, you can lift the knee up off the ground. If you want to take a bind first, a bind as well. It might be easier to do it while your knee is on the ground. And then take your knee up off the ground, if you're doing that version. Pull the right shoulder back, stay strong, all the way through the length of the body, from the heel all the way to the ground. Eventually it might look like you're lying on your back, your right shoulder not the same height as the other one almost. Break the pose, bring your hands back down on the ground on the inside of the right foot. Move the right foot out to the edge of the mat and slide your left toes back. The more you lengthen, the more the body will come close to the ground. Again, drop down if you can through the right hip, through the left hip and left hand, and roll back to the right. And keep on telescoping your chest and head forward. Feel as though your hips were made of lead, extremely heavy, and maybe eventually the rest of the body will follow. Eventually the back is lower than the knee. Then coming back onto the hands, since we're facing forward in the right direction, come back into plank position. Vasisthasana with the left hand more towards the middle. You can keep the ankles crossed, right arm in line with the left. Push your hips up. Make sure you don't sag down here and fall into the shoulder. You have to keep the arm really strong. Push into the hands a little bit from the shoulder, just a little bit. So it'll remind you to keep your arm extended. If you need to, however, you drop down onto your left knee. Keep on pressing up the body away from the ground. Now go to the other side. Come back to plank. Right hand moves towards the left a little bit. Side plank again, Vasisthasana. Push your hips up. Hips forward, imagine you're a kite being blown from the wind from behind. And then back into high plank. So from here, push the seat back one more round. If you know other variations, you can. So I like to start with downward facing dog so the hips stay high. You can move your left hand towards the right, move into your Vasisthasana again. You can stay here or swing your right toes back, slide them along down so that the foot lands close just alongside the knee. Push your hips way up. Push your hips forward as well, so you're trying to get over the heel almost. The base of the big toe is grounded on the mat on the left foot. You move your foot in a little bit if you need to turn the toes at 45 degrees, the foot at 45 degrees, same line as your leg, and then you have more ability to take the weight up off your right foot entirely. If you bring your knee up, you can catch it or catch the foot. Again, for advanced practitioners, if you are familiar with the pose, otherwise modify. And then release. Come back down the same way as you enter gracefully. Back into downward facing dog. And then go on the other side. Right hand displaces towards the left. And then come up into your Vasisthasana if you want to keep going. Slide the left toes back. Push the foot, slide the foot in a little bit. The foot at 45 degrees, not turn too much. The toes fall in the same line as the rest of the leg. Base of the big toe is down on the right foot. And if you stay strong on your hand and the foot, your hip high, you'll be able again take the weight up off the foot more easily. Take hold of the knee if you have the reach. Take the foot. Keep pressing down through the foot, the base, the inner edge of the foot of the right leg, right foot. Break the pose. Come back down into the downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften everything. Good. Now from here, lower down the knees. Child's pose. Forehead down. Relax. Inhale. Exhale. Remove all fatigue. All right. So now from here, you can do any number of inversions here. You can stay in hair pose if you're really not comfortable coming up too high. Your forehead comes in front of the knees. And you just lift your seat up. Try to get your seat over the knees. And you feel a stretch in the back of the body, especially the neck. If it feels like too much for you, then you can just move your head a little forward so that you're more on the top of the foot of the head as opposed to the back of the head. If you feel more comfortable, you can come into headstand. So maybe you can take your fingertips in line with your knees, spread them equally distance, and move them out beyond the edges of the mat, on the outside of the mat. This gives you more open position to come up with one leg. Hang the foot behind you. You can stay here and just press up off the right heel. You don't even have to take the toes up off the ground. If you feel comfortable, however, keep the back leg very bent, the heel close to the seat, flex the foot, press into your fingertips, and so you can pull the toes away from the ground. This is where it starts. Eventually you have more comfort. You can push back the back foot behind you, and eventually feet come at the same height. If you press firmly into the fingertips, you might take a little bit more weight up off the head. If it's too much pressure for your head, you can just take your stand on your forearms, take hold of the opposite elbows, make sure they're in front, just underneath the shoulders, in front of the knees. Don't move your elbows. And then interlace your fingers in front, bring your head between your palms, and you can try to do it this way. The previous version is a little bit more easy for those who are a little bit more limited in the back, in their back arching ability. So this one might be a little bit more difficult to get the leg up and back, but you can always experiment, try everything. You have to experience everything, experience all the forms. Good. Of course, if you feel comfortable, you can come up into your full headstand. Squeeze the heels, your palms into the head, press down through the forearms. Advanced practitioners, if you like, you can try it depending where you're at. You can try different variations as you know them. You can come with straight legs or your lotus. Again, according to your abilities. Just watch the body be like the witness watching everything. with no concern, with no judgment, just unconditional love for all forms. And then coming back down softly, always with control if you can. Come back down into child's pose, breathe in, breathe out. These moments of rest are just as important to offer up as rest as the postures. The practice is a balance between strength and drive and effort, and softness and surrender. They all have their way to benefit us. And then roll back up. Make your way onto your back. Okay, so roll back down. The feet are close to the seat. Edges the feet in line with your hips. Push into your arms and lift your hips up. Bridge pose. Tuck your shoulders underneath. Push your chest towards your chin. Try and get your front of the chest over your wall. You have to keep on pushing your chest up. Tuck your shoulders under so the shoulder blades come towards another. And if you feel like your knees are more over your toes, you want to continue. Lift your hips up. Lift your heels if you like. Walk them in. Really try to push into the tops of the shoulders, the backs of the shoulders, so your chest comes right up against the chin. And then lower the heels down without dropping your hips, if you can. Good, really arch your back here. Those you want, if you need the extra support, you can bring your hands up to catch your seat. Sit on your hands. Your fingers are facing towards the backs of the knees. Your sacrum is resting on your palms and your fingers. If you like, you can bring one knee up, left knee stay, and bring the left leg up. If you bring your foot further over your head or behind your head, press into your forearms, you might be able to get your other leg to meet it. And then from here, you can push up right into shoulder stand. Pushing into your back, push your hips forward so that you come into shoulder stand. Otherwise, you stay in bridge pose. It's almost the same form. It's still an inversion. Your heart is still higher than the head. Be steady. Keep on being like the witness, watching everything. You stay in the mindset of witness, you get the ability to just try to not identify so much of the body and mind. It's like you're an observer watching everything. Now if you're in shoulder stand, bring your feet a little bit behind your head. Come down 1 foot at a time so that you land softly. No big heavy thuds of the feet on the ground. Back into bridge. So from here, if you like, bring your fingertips on either side of the head. If you have the ability, slide your head back. On the top of the head, turn your hands around, fingers facing towards the toes, or the heels. And then if you can lift your head up. Urdhva Dhanurasana. Stretch. You can rock back and forth a little bit. If at any point you're still in bridge and you're tired, you can bring your head down. You can bring it back down on the ground. Sometimes it's good to just work our stamina, try to stay in the poses a little bit longer. If you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana, come back down. The head comes down, and then come down onto your back. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax. Now if your knees are still bent up, just lift your seat, scoot your hands underneath so that you're sitting on your wrists, your palms are down. Tuck your shoulders under just as we did before, and then extend your legs. Fish pose. Now lift the back up off the ground, push your chest up as high as you can, and then bring your top head to the ground. If you feel strong, you can raise your legs 12 inches off the mat as well. Point the toes, charge the legs, breathe very fast and nose like a sniffing dog. Bring the legs down. Break the pose. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Arms up over the head and sit up. Or you can roll onto your side, whatever's better for you. Be very tight hamstrings. You can just keep your knees bent. Hug your body to your legs. Press your belly into your thighs. Keep on trying to scoot your chest forward. So you're trying to get your chest beyond your knees on the inhale. Exhale, pull more weight into your legs. Perhaps this will allow more release in hamstrings. If you're more flexible, you can start to slide heels forward. You can get your legs flat down already. Go ahead. Try not to detach the belly from the thighs. Imagine the top of the head is going to touch the feet at any moment. All the attention to the base of the spine. And keep on growing the spine long out of its source. Push out through the heels. Further and further forward. Inhale, head and chest lift. And then come up, bring your hands behind the back. From here, lift the chest. Take the head back, so really push your chest up high. If you can, however, you can bring the heels in a little bit, dig into the heels and throw your hips up. Chest is high on the shoulders, the head back. If it's too much, you can also bend your knees, bring heels underneath your heels underneath the knees. Bench pose. That bench pose, your feet are separated 10 inches apart. Okay, now lift, bring your head back and breathe very fast and nose like a sniffing dog. Tuck your chin in and lower back down. Breathe in, breathe in. Hold the breath. Tuck your chin in, contract the root muscles again, just like we did in the breathing exercise at the beginning of the practice. All the attention to the space in your eyebrows. Imagine again you're trying to attract the love from your heart up to the crown so you can send it to all beings everywhere. Exhale, release. Keep your knees bent, slide them out a little bit more. In front, left hand up, right hand right down the center of the back against the seat. Twist to your right. Push the forearm against the knees. Make sure your left knee doesn't fall away from the right. Keep your body upright. Make sure you're not leaning back. Your hand is right against the back. Push the lower back up and in. Rotate to the right. Visualize the spine rotate around itself. Perhaps body will spin with that visualization a little bit more. Come back, go to the other side. If you like, you can swing to the right, throw yourself to your left. Again, be mindful if you have any back issues and take things slower. So don't whip yourself around, no aggressive movements again. Move in a way that will not incur pain or suffering, distress or anxiety. Eventually the chin can come over the knee if you're twisting enough. Your chest facing the back end of the mat. That's the point. Then break the pose, lie down in Shavasana. Make your way down gently. Once you're down on the mat, take a deep breath in. Exhale, remove all tension. Imagine you just fainted, went unconscious. This is a purifying posture here, Shavasana. Remove all the impurities, the physical impurities that manifest in the form of a feeling of blockage or tightness or restriction, withholding tension. Take a deep breath in. Take your attention to all those areas where you feel that blockage or that restriction. Exhale, feel as though it all dissolved. Everything went soft. And then the mental impurities all comes in the form of ignorance, especially ignorance of the nature of the true self, which is infinite, immutable, and way beyond the body and the mind and the emotions. And any thoughts and experiences that keep us that inflict negativity and pain upon ourselves, upon others, let all those go as well. All those attitudes or thoughts that prevent us from considering other viewpoints, other perspectives, to be completely open to all experiences, to all possibilities. They are all important. They all teach us something. So as you inhale again, gather those all up. Exhale, feel as though you dissolved all those attachments, all those strings, those hooks that attach us to those thoughts. And then the spiritual impurities, all those behaviors that demonstrate less than compassion, that don't allow us to exercise compassion to full extent towards all beings. And that keep us from observing the ethical rules, the yama niyama, to the fullest extent. Gather up all those tendencies, all those negative and harmful behaviors. To whatever degree they're at, exhale, drop them all away, dissolve them. Feel as though you obliterated them. And then stay in that mindset of continuing your practice in your day-to-day life, in all your interactions. Exercise compassion towards all. Love all beings. So now prepare to come back to seated position. Always in a way that's mindful, that's gentle, that's silent and reverent. And continue to spread love, radiate love and peace all day, every day. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All is within. Namaste.